Okay, y'all. Our next speaker today is an icebreaker. So no buzzing, no dinging, none of that stuff, okay? How many of you have had a hard time putting your thoughts into words? Now imagine putting your thoughts into words and you don't even know the language yet. Please help me welcome to the lectern Toastmaster Isabel Munoz with her icebreaker speech entitled The Power of Words. Toastmaster Isabel Munoz.
You never know how words can make or break you. Coming from a home where both of my parents were from the Dominican Republic, we were not allowed to speak English at home. We were only allowed to speak Spanish in the home and English at school. If we were caught speaking Spanish at home, our ears would be twisted like pork rinds, and that hurt. I'm nervous. I always struggle going back and forth from English to Spanish. And as a result, I mastered neither. I never knew how that would hurt me later on. I grew up with two siblings, one brother, 11 months older than me, and one sister, 5 years younger than me. It was hard being the middle child, as my brother could do no wrong, and my sister was the baby. My brother was really smart, and I apparently wasn't. My mother made him help me with my homework, and he resented that. When the answers were obvious to him and not me, that's when he called me dumb and stupid. And I believed him. I struggled with school, and because of that, I had a hard time knowing what I wanted to do and what I wanted to be growing up. When I thought I knew what I wanted to do, I was 9 years old, and I was certain that I wanted to be a lawyer. But soon that dream was shattered when my father said to me, "If you become a lawyer, a good lawyer, you will go to hell, because good lawyers defend bad people." And as a Catholic, I didn't want to go to hell. From then on, I always struggled to find out what I wanted to do and who I wanted to be. Eventually, it was time to go to college. And I had to decide whether to go to my hometown college, URI, in Providence, Rhode Island, or to Howard University in Washington, D.C., where my brother already attended. My mother's friend at the time, Oheda Rogery Thompson, who became the first black woman judge of Rhode Island, and who is now the first senator of Rhode Island, was my mentor, and she advised me to go to Howard University. In fact, the first time I applied to Howard University, I didn't get accepted because of my low SAT scores, due to my lack of words, my vocabulary. She then wrote a letter of readmittance on my behalf, and that letter was my journey to Howard University in Washington, D.C. I got accepted under the School of Human Ecology, though. That's where all the football players were accepted. And I was given the major of macro, environmental, and populational studies. What? I was like nervous. I said to My friend, my mentor, I said, what do I do with this? She said, don't worry. The most important thing is that you're in. You got to accept it. You can always move around. But I never did because I couldn't decide and I didn't want to waste time. On top of having 5 times as long to work on school because of my lack of words, lack of vocabularies, moving from D's to F's to A's to B, and to finally making the dean list, I also had another struggle. I took time off, a semester off, to have a baby. That was a major turn of events for me. It was the hardest thing I ever did, but the most rewarding. I finished the school year with my son. I not only finished, but I graduated, and in 1993, I got a Bachelor's of Science degree from Howard University. After graduation, I moved in with my mom. It was very convenient because she had purchased a child care business in 1990, and she just loved to spoil my child and give him the attention that he needed. While I was there, I had worked as a teacher, as an environmentalist for the city of Orlando. That's where I acquired my MBA. I then left that job and worked for Lockheed Martin as an environmental engineer. That was a short, brief work as I was commissioned by my sister to come and run the child care business because my mother was getting older. So I took the challenge. Me and my mom had not had a really good relationship, and I felt that was an opportunity for me to fight and have that relationship that I never had with my mother. I worked alongside her for 15 years, where I learned patience, unconditional love. And in August of 2022, my mom passed. That really hurt me. You see, words make or break you. This is why I joined Toastmasters, to overcome all of my fears. Thank you for having me.